astounding number of Americans are unaware of what actually differentiates charter schools from public schools. I sat down with Diana Siegenthaler, a resident of Bedford, Massachusetts, with more than 3 decades of public teaching experience, to discuss one educator's view on the charter school movement. Surprisingly, even the seasoned educator doesn't have all the necessary details to thoroughly compare public schools to charter schools. How did you decide to work in public schools rather than private or charter?
I just sort of thought it was where the action was at.
Do you see charter schools as a threat to public schools or a threat to the teachers' union?
Not at all. There are some excellent charter schools that hold themselves and their students accountable, but there are many charter schools that fly under the radar. I think that the system we have doesn't hold them accountable for what curriculum they're teaching or what standards they're being held to.
Did you know that Ray Budd was the first to coin the term charter to describe small groups of teachers who would be given contracts or charters by their local school boards in order to apply them for independent and unique educational concepts?
Did you know that charter schools have been supported publicly by Democrats and Republicans like George Bush, Bill Clinton, John McCain, and President Obama?
I'm sitting here with Amity Meyer. She received her BA at Cornell University in Southeast Asian History. She got her Master's of Education at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. She's been teaching for 4 years, and currently she's the first grade teacher at Pioneer Valley Chinese Immersion Charter Schools. So Amy, you have taught in traditional public schools as well as Pioneer Valley Chinese Immersion Charter Schools. What are the major differences in terms of curriculum?
I want to stress that PVCICS is the only charter school I've worked in, and only in its 3rd year. Therefore, a lot of things aren't completely established yet. In the school system where I taught previously, the curriculum was set for the whole district. Administrators chose pre-packaged curricula for publishers, and all classrooms were expected to follow the lessons within. There was a lot of pressure to be on a certain lesson on a certain day, so that everything would be covered by the end of the year, or by the time MCAS came around. At PVCICS, teachers are required to cover the material in the state frameworks for their given subjects. How we meet the standards or cover the material is up to us. The curriculum development comes a lot more from the teachers.
Do you think that the teachers are treated differently?
I think the administration puts a lot more faith in our expertise as teachers than they did at my old school. They trust us to cover the material in the state frameworks without dictating exactly how we should be doing it. Teachers are also giving a lot of say in the school decisions. Administrators ask for our feedback often. I think we're also in some cases expected to put in more work than at other schools, especially in terms of activities after school or even on weekends. We are not unionized, so nobody is really counting the exact number of hours we're there. There are good and bad things about this. It's great that there is a culture of hard work, but it also means that teachers need to know how to stand up for themselves and protect their personal time.
How do the academic standards compare to traditional public schools?
We follow the same state frameworks, which is what MCAS is based on. So in that sense, they're the same. For English, we use the same reading level benchmarks that other public schools use, and the majority of our students meet those benchmarks. The addition of Chinese makes things very different, though. The Chinese teachers do use nationally recognized curricula, Singapore math, FA science, etc. So hypothetically, those standards are the same. However, delivering that in Chinese might mean that students perform differently. The school is still so young, so it'll be a few years before we're really able to evaluate things.
Did you know that on a national level, Philadelphia and Minnesota were the first states to open schools and name them charters?
Well, did you know that charter schools are in fact public schools?
Did you know that the school's curriculum and atmosphere revolve around 3 fundamental principles: opportunity, choice, and responsibility for results?
Tired of your child's old education system? Want a better deal for your tax-paying money? Need a better way to educate your child? Are you thinking to yourself right now, I wish I had the money to pay for private education. I want my child to receive the attention they deserve. I don't want my child to become one of those kids who just can't learn. Well, we have the answer for you. Achievement first. Every parent naturally wants what's best for their child, wants their child to succeed in all aspects of life, and wants their child to be happy. Education makes this all happen, and more. Here at Achievement First, we promise equal opportunities in education for all of America's children. We believe that all children, regardless of race or economic status, can succeed if they have the access to great education. This great education is provided by the Achievement First program. Achievement First has developed 17 charter schools, providing classroom opportunities for K through 12. Achievement First provides education to our scholars, as well as professional development for our teaching staff. Teachers are trained, monitored, and evaluated multiple times throughout the school year to make sure that our scholars are getting the best education they deserve. Enroll your child today. Visit our schools and see firsthand the excellence that is Achievement First. Please visit www.achievementfirst.org.
Hi, my name is Bill Day, author of Charter Schools. In this book, I outline everything: the history of the movement, who's been on board, who hasn't been, where the ideas began, and possibly where they're going to go. For any educator, this book is essential for understanding this wonderful, empowering educational movement in our country. Thank you.
Well, did you know that although many charter schools have been closed in previous years, many more have begun to open their doors to provide alternate public education?
Did you know that there's still a great deal of variation found between schools as a result of this educational freedom? Did you know that location plays a huge role in the variation found from one charter school to the next, because charter schools run differently depending on what state they're located in?
Well, did you know that a charter is issued for either 3 to 5 years and progress is evaluated biannually in most school systems?